Moving on, this is a picture of Dick attached to a quote, and this quote is an example of verisimilitude because it characterizes Dick and makes it seem as if Capote actually heard him say this. And it also shows a similarity to the truth, as this is what Dick believes, but doesn't know what anyone else would believe. Red string, this quote connects to Dick and Perry, and it's an example of verisimilitude as it lets the readers know about the characters through the thoughts of the other characters, making the characterization seem even more real. This quote is not entirely truthful, as I doubt Perry is completely sane, but it shows a similarity to the truth through showing a person who is close to him's view on him. Quote here, which connects to this quote and back to Perry. This quote shows verisimilitude by using Perry's past as a sort of scapegoat, and thus providing a false reality about the whole of Perry. And this quote provides an example of verisimilitude by humanizing the murderer Perry and connecting him back to the Clutters and sort of further revealing the fate.
Moving on
to this quote, which connects to Perry and also Algery and the investigators. This quote provides an example of verisimilitude as it provides a lot more characterization and sort of details behind the thought process of the case. It also humanizes Perry, making him more realistic as a character. Here, this quote is a good example of verisimilitude as it provides a characterization of the Clutters through quotes people who did know them, as Capote could not fully realistically portray the Clutters and their sayings as they were happening, as he never met them. So he relies on quotes from other people to characterize them. My last quote is here, and it's 3 separate quotes connecting to 2 pictures of the town of Holcomb and the Clutters' house. And these are quotes that sort of provide an example of a method of verisimilitude that Capote uses, which is a lot of description of the things that we're seeing in the book to be able to better imagine them as if they were really happening. And it was really that day that the Clutters were murdered. I have a few separate things. This newspaper is put on here just to show an example of sort of the factual style of Capote's writing, as if it is in a newspaper and he's disconnected to make the story seem more real and less emotionally biased. I put in these cat paw prints, as I think Truman's cat motif that's commonly used as an example of verisimilitude, as it's a very specific thing to describe in a book, describing 2 cats walking along the street, as if you're really there that day and seeing all the details. And I included this blood, as Truman's use of gruesome details, especially in describing the murder of the Clutter family, makes it seem all the more real and horrific.
my investigation board on verisimilitude. I have a picture of Herb Clutter here, attached to a quote, and this represents verisimilitude because